Mr. Conaway, gentleman from Texas, you're up.
Well, thank you for being here today, and I appreciate the chairman's indulgence. I don't have too many questions other than make a couple of points, and one is I've been in conversation with two different major oil companies over the weekend and yesterday relative to their plans to build more refining capacity in the United States. It's one thing, Jim, to produce crude oil, but you've got to do something with it in order to convert it to home heating oil and gasoline and the other products. Given the vote last week on the House energy bill and its decidedly negative slant toward the oil business, these CEOs from these companies are rethinking their decisions on these major substantial expansions to the refining capacity in the United States. And I think that it's unfortunate because shorter supply, less supply of whatever, means prices go up, and fixed income folks have a more difficult time coping with those than others. And so our decisions that we make up here have consequences. I'm a little shocked at how quickly the vote from last week's energy bill translated into negative conduct on the part of the private sector. If you read through that bill, the tax provisions that are taken out, and the other things, the 20% market that's going to be created for ethanol, causing private industry to relook at a vital resource, i.e. refining capacity, that has contributed to high gasoline prices at times, certainly high heating oil prices as well. It is odd when you look at where we want to get to and where we are today, the path that last week's energy bill puts us on. We will always be dependent on some source of energy. That source ought to be domestic production of nuclear and coal and oil. So I would prefer to have our dependency on energy to come from sources that we control. We ought to be able to make a free will choice as to whether or not we buy stuff from someone else because it's cheaper. But we shouldn't be dependent on that, and we clearly are. And nothing in last week's energy bill or the bill that the Senate is putting forth appears to address in a straightforward manner this particular issue. And so it's very troubling.